What's up, everybody? My name is Adam Palmer. This is Daily Nonsense. On today's show, we are going to be talking about Fanatics launching something across all of their businesses and a superstar who made his debut in the MLS. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button. And if you are a new viewer, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Now let's get into it. Earlier last week, Fanatics came out and said they were officially launching Fanatics ONE, which is their all-encompassing membership rewards program for like all of the businesses that they have. So it said sports cards, apparel, games, like the tickets to games, which that's sort of where Fanatics got into, at least from when I remember Fanatics getting into sports in general. It was through apparel, and now we're just continuing to see them growing their portfolios with every single thing. With sports cards now, obviously in the sports cards world, I feel like we haven't seen a rewards program similar to this. I think it's cool that they're finally introducing something like this into just the card market in general, rewards programs. Fanatics is now, like I said, allowing fans to get rewards on their purchases, which I think I saw it was like 10% on like apparel and sports cards and some of the other stuff along those lines. And then I think it was between 5 to 10% for the sports book. And it's one of the interesting things that companies nowadays are doing that we've seen, like eBay is doing, Amazon is doing. They're trying to become almost like an everything company. And I don't know if Fanatics, I guess you could say Fanatics has probably done that. I mean, they are a company that has what seems like an unlimited checkbook to go out and either buy companies or buy licenses or do anything, do with Fanatics Fest. I mean, look at how many celebrities were at Fanatics Fest. So, and maybe that's where the ticketing comes in. Maybe the tickets aren't to games. Maybe it's tickets to like events and stuff along those lines. But it's cool that we're, getting at least some rewards here. In the past, maybe we haven't, like if someone were to buy a card, or maybe not cards, but if they were to buy like packs of cards, there was nothing they were getting back. They had something similar with Fan Cash, and that was, I think, more just what they were using for like their apparel stuff. So now that you're going to be able to do all of these things, it's going to be cool that someone can get rewards with whatever they're doing with Fanatics. And I think that's sort of the big thing here, is they're combining all the aspects of all the companies and all the things that they're doing into one membership program. So like if you do bet on sports, you could get rewards to buy sports cards, or vice versa. Or if you buy apparel, you could maybe potentially get a discount on buying something for Fanatics Fest. Or if you're buying something at Fanatics Fest that Fanatics is selling, you're just going to continue to get these rewards. So I think that's sort of where it's a big enough deal in the industry that we probably have seen membership rewards and stuff along these lines, but I don't think we've really seen the large scale that Fanatics is doing it at, where all of the businesses that they have, you're going to be able to get rewards for all of them, and then you're going to be able to use the rewards on any of the businesses that they have, where in the past it would be like on sports cards for sports cards, or on tickets for tickets, or on apparel for apparel, or some sports books do like discounts, or they do rewards within the apps. But like now, if you get any of those rewards across any of those industries or those platforms, you're going to be able to use them on something different, which I think is very interesting. Another story that happened, towards the end of last week that I didn't have a chance to cover on any of the episodes last week was Heung-Min, who is a soccer player from South Korea who played at Tottenham, which is a team in the English Premier League. He made his debut for LAFC. And there was a documentary that I think everyone, if you're interested in soccer, if you're interested in, players coming here, I think that you should check out. There was a Heung-Min documentary, which I watched this documentary a while ago, and immediately I was like, I need to get some of his cards. So I found cards. They looked like what they were the first ones. I forget exactly. I think they were 2015. The year was 2015. I think they were South Korean cards. And he is like a mega star in South Korea. And I think that is something that maybe we underestimate here in the sports card market, are these international superstars that are going to be coming to the MLS. And these stars, I think, are the ones that are going to be driving MLS cards in the future, because on his jersey, he had the debut patch, which I think with the players who are homegrown rookies in the MLS, we're going to have to probably sign like Heung-Min Mall. Like, we're going to have to sign one of these young prodigies, and he's going to have to turn out to be one of these superstars, I think, before MLS can really take the first step, because we have seen MLS sign some of these older players. I mean, Messi coming here was like, I don't even know how to really describe it. It was generational for a player to essentially, he was going to go. I think there was the rumors of when he was going to come here to Miami was that he was potentially going to go to Saudi Arabia to play in the same league that Neymar and Ronaldo are playing in. But there was a deal. He was offered like a ton of liquidity and a ton of like equity in the Apple TV deal, and like a ton of like specific jersey sales. And the news that came out that I realized, like when I saw the debut, I was like, this could be an interesting topic, but I didn't know how much interest there would be on the topic itself. But then I saw that he was in the past week, he was the highest jersey sale player of any sport. So that was above Messi, that was above LeBron, which, granted, when a player moves to a new team, you're going to see a lot of people wanting to buy their jersey. So that obviously is going to be a factor for this season, for upcoming seasons. And with him being such a superstar, I hope that there can be more players, and he's 33. So I'm hoping that they can maybe find younger players potentially at some point who are willing to come here, who are not like past their prime, because 33, although, I'm only 32, he's only a year older than me, which is crazy. He's already played like a full career in the English Premier League with Tottenham. So his debut patch is going to be massive. It really is unfortunate that Messi made his debut and then like a couple months later they launched the debut patches for the MLS, because Messi's debut patch would have been absolutely massive. I actually think Son's debut patch is probably going to break the record for soccer card MLS record. Like, it's definitely going to break an MLS card record for sure, 100%. But I don't know if it breaks like a soccer overall record. I don't see it going in the millions, because like I talked about earlier last week, I talked about the Messi card that sold for $1 million at the National, and there was a mega cracks that sold for $800K. I don't see it selling for that. Do I think it could sell in the 100, 200K range? Yeah, probably, because I think you have a different market. You have the South Korean market that's going to be wanting to buy that card as well, not just people in the MLS. So I think that there's going to be a very interesting bidding war for that card once it finally comes out. The MLS is still such a young league. If you look at it from like 10,000 feet, it's still only 25 years old, 26 years old, or 27. I know that they just celebrated their 25th year, similar to like the WNBA. It's a very young league. So I think it's going to take getting younger players here and having maybe some of the homegrown talent turn out to be like these superstars, which in America, it's almost impossible. It's pretty tough, because there are other sports that are going to pay you much more for your athletic ability, whether it's basketball or it's baseball compared to soccer, which, granted, if you become a global superstar in soccer, there's a chance that you can make a ton of money. But like the chances in the MLS, and maybe it's more money that has to come in, I don't really know, but it's like the chances in the MLS for you to make the amount of money it would take for it to be worth staying here versus going abroad like Christian Pulisic did is tough. But in the future, hopefully, maybe with some of these other superstars coming here and seeing what happens to their brands, maybe other stars will come here earlier in their career, and that's when we'll see really the crazy resurgence in the MLS that I sort of was expecting for quite some time. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about today's topics, and I'll see you in the next one.